Howdy, y'all. The first chapter of my fantasy novel, Guardian of Innocence, is now available for free. Click the link in the description below and join me in an old-school good versus evil story where Cole Lares, a disillusioned mercenary, suddenly finds himself dropped into the middle of a destiny he never asked for as the protector of Jania Sarine, a blacksmith's daughter who may hold the answers to finally stopping a millennia-old threat to the world of Rosetta. Cole's perceptions of love, family, trust, loyalty, as well as his very beliefs in fate versus free will shall be tested as he struggles to keep Jania safe from the minions of the dreaded Zabor Tal, former champion of the gods and now ruler of the long-forgotten Yis Empire. Click the link below, enjoy the first chapter, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and help it grow so that I can bring you the full story in the near future. Thank you, and enjoy the video. Howdy, y'all. I am Adam the Renaissance Nerd. Yesterday, we knew this was coming. They called their shot a week in advance or so. We knew that yesterday during the Super Bowl, Amazon would be dropping their what turns out to be a teaser trailer for Lord of the Rings of Power. Some people had seen this prior. Some of us are seeing this first time. And this thing, I've watched it a few times now. Completely, utterly, totally underwhelming, pathetic. Doesn't look, doesn't feel like Lord of the Rings, and we're going to tell you why. Now, I'm not going to play it itself. I always get acclaim. I'm trying not to attract negative attention on the channel. So we are going to glide our way through this, and then we're going to talk about a couple of things. What else are we going to talk about? One, the shills are running defense for this. The shills are out already running defense, along with, I don't know what to call them. I don't think they're actual Lord of the Rings fans. I think they are hive mind SJWs who have been programmed and told through the download to get out there on Twitter and protect this for all they're worth, screaming their talking points that people are only hating this because of certain changes to elves and dwarves, when in fact, it's not about those changes. It's about the breaking of the lore. But we're going to get into that towards the end of the video. First, let's go through this real quickly. What is happening in this trailer? Some tiny little Whammon's voice, we think it's Hobbit Whammon's number one, is talking about, there's a big wide world out there, and we need to go and have an adventure. I can feel it. Hooray! Get a shot of what I'm going to assume is Numenor. Behold, it's a generic-looking fantasy city in a port with a giant statue with an outstretched hand. Congratulations. Doesn't feel like anything, and that leads me to the first breaking point of why this trailer blows. This trailer blows because the music sucks. The music does not pull you in at all. It's basically it's this weird, generic, crescendo rising music that doesn't have any originality to it. There's not a single tone that's going to be like an earworm and dig into your head and grab onto your brain and make you whistle and ditty it later on in the day. It's done. I've watched this multiple times, and you hear me. I'm going, duh, duh, duh. I can't even repeat it because it's so generic. It has no catchy tune, so it's forgetful. Something works when you give it something catchy so that you're going to think about it more. When you're done with this, it flitters away. It flitters away. There's nothing memorable, nothing unique, nothing, say it with me, Lord of the Rings, not Lord of the Rings. None of the classic themes, of the classic tones from the original stuff, but then again, different properties being owned, they can't exactly mirror it. But why not come up with something new? You can't! You can't because you're lame. So, generic shot of what we assume to be Numenor. Could be any fantasy city in any realm, anywhere in any fantasy story. We don't know. Moving on. I believe this is now. We get a shot of her still talking. Big wide world. Here comes weird dudes we saw from the stills with their flat moose antler thing on their back. Looks stupid. Looks lame. Why are we getting this? More fan fiction. And that leads me to the other point right here. Why I call this billion-dollar fan fiction. We're going to assume that this is the Hobbit Whammons who is talking over right now. Don't exist. They don't exist. They broke lore. Broke lore number one. Hobbits were not active in this age. They were not. They weren't wandering the world looking for adventure. We're looking for adventure. We're strong Whammons. Push us to the front. There you go. Lore break. Didn't happen, not there. That's why I call this billion-dollar fan fiction. Moving on. Now we get she's talking here before the king. Before the king, there was another strong woman. We're gonna call her, I believe this is War Galadriel. War Galadriel, breaking the lore yet again. It's been repeated over and over again by bigger lore channels, bigger dudes who have more lore heft than I do with Lord of the Rings. Galadriel was not even present for any of these events, but they don't care because they need their strong, powerful women. They need their strong, powerful women. War Galadriel going to be leading the charge. Before the Fellowship, there was Black Elf catching an arrow and shooting it. Congratulations. It's pointless, and it's not about this. SJWs, it's not about this. It's not about his skin color. It's about the lore breaking. We're going to come back to that. Before the ring, there was random elf dude watching a fireball shoot across the sky. We don't know who this is. We don't care who this is. And that's, again, part of the problem. Here's War Galadriel leading the charge. War Galadriel leading the charge. Isn't that awesome? Don't you feel connected to War Galadriel? I don't, because it's not really Galadriel. It's not Galadriel. Lore breaking. Here's War Galadriel again, coming across a very bad CGI monster in the middle of a cave. So again, why does this event matter? Why should we feel any sort of rush or excitement? Because it never happened. Shouldn't happen, never happened. Where's the connection? Where's the suspense? Where is the urge? And that's all the other thing. Where's the suspense of anything? This is a prequel series. There's no suspense in any of this. It's a prequel series. We know what's going to happen. Nothing matters until Frodo has to throw the ring into Mount Doom. None of it all, it doesn't matter. Where's a shot of Celebrimbor? I mean, is this Celebrimbor? I doubt it. Celebrimbor, he was a smithy. He wasn't an elven lord. He was a smithy. I mean, why not give us a shot of Celebrimbor? New legend begins this fall. Here's Dwarven Durin the Fourth. We don't know who he's supposed to be, a Dwarven king. He'll probably get a ring. Doesn't matter. Here's Elrond. He's going to be politically motivated, modernizing this garbage. That's the problem again. This stuff doesn't need to be modernized. It is classic. It is timeless. You don't insert your modern ideology bullcrap into any of this. It's wrong. It's wrong. And that is why people are running away, because we don't want this. They don't care. It's all about agenda. Here comes War Galadriel trapped on a raft with another guy who's an original character, breaking more lore, introducing things that don't matter, because who cares? Who cares? Because, again, they're breaking the timeline. They're doing it to put into one condensed moment. Battle of elves and orcs. Some random dude who he looks like maybe is being touched inappropriately. We don't know. He doesn't look happy. He's calling out. It looks bad. He doesn't look like an elf. None of this looks like Lord of the Rings. Not a damn thing. Excuse me. Not Lord of the Rings. Not Lord of the Rings. Here's a hand, a tiny hand, a hobbit hand reaching out to people going, oh, is it Gandalf? Is it Gandalf? That would be lore breaking again, because Gandalf did not take the form of Gandalf in this era. He took a different form. He was an angel of sorts. I believe that's how basically what they were. He doesn't exist. He shouldn't exist like this. But again, breaking the lore, they don't care, because what have they done? They've condensed it all. The quote, remember, we're condensing this into a single point. We can't have characters dying. We have to it's all bullcrap. Lord of the fan fiction. Somebody said it in my comments. This is fan fiction. Billion-dollar fan fiction. The Lord of the Rings. The Rings of Power. September 2nd. Whee! This is going to be an abomination. Because what did this trailer do? It told us not a damn thing. No story. No character names. We know nothing. No bad music. Nothing to grab onto. A teaser trailer is supposed to whet the beak. It's supposed to make you want to really feel excited about what's going to happen. You showed us a whole bunch of characters. Yes, some are connected to the real lore. Galadriel, Elrond. Nobody else in there. None of those other characters are real. And then you're taking those original characters from Tolkien's works and you're going to break the lore with them. So then where's the attachment? Where is the love? Where is the empathy we're going to feel for these characters? It's not there. We don't know the story. We get a host of images of the characters we don't know. virtue signaling galore. And it's not we're not angry because of the virtue signaling. We're angry because of the lore breaking. People are not taking this line down. Bounty in the comics says, let us know that this thing is getting roasted online. Rightfully so. People are using a quote from Tolkien. The shadow that bred them cannot mock, can only mock. It cannot make. Not real new things of its own. I don't think it gave life to the orcs. It only ruined them and twisted them. And if they are to live at all, they have to live like other living creatures. Quoted, of course, talking about that, evil cannot create anything new. It can only distort and destroy what is invented or created by the forces of good. People are using this line in multiple languages, in Russian, in Polish. They're roasting this online. And here's the thing: let's call them Amazon bots. The Amazon bots, because that's what they are. Like, yay, it's Lord of the Rings. Look, we're putting a GIF up. Isn't that awesome? Let's freaking go. I'm crying. No, nobody's crying. Why would anybody be crying about this? See, they are trying to create their narrative. They've been given the word to go out on Twitter, go out across social media, and push the narrative that it's going to be so exciting, so great. But mixed into all of this, there's the counterattack by the people who are true fans of The Lord of the Rings, saying it doesn't look right, doesn't feel right. And it's not about this. It's not about the black elf and the black dwarf. People aren't upset about that. It has nothing to do with skin color. It has to do with lore breaking the lore to insert your agenda. That's what it's about. Disrespect to Tolkien's fantasy world. After seeing this, I feel it's just another fantasy series that came out. I just hope today's social stuff is not in it. It is already in it. The trailer shows you it's in it. Virtue signaling, red flags all over the place. See, that's the general feel. People call this, what a great Narnia show. Would be cool if the inclusion weren't ridiculous stereotypes. Would have been cool to get inclusion in the form of Easterlings who were told to travel west by the Blue Wizards or something, but oh well, I guess. There you go. It's not about the fact that a skin color looks different. It's about the fact that you're breaking the lore when the opportunity was there to do it within the lore and make us feel pulled in, make us feel a part of the world. Throw in Annie. That's a good one. Makes me want to watch the original trilogy again to wash my eyes of this. Feels like the Hobbit series mixed with Peter Pan rather than Lord of the Rings. Doesn't give me Lord of the Rings vibes. Doesn't look like it can compete even with a little bit of the films. Gives me Witcher's vibes, and Witcher was boring as F. Yeah, Witcher ended up being boring because they didn't follow either the game or the books closely. Actual fans want to see the world they love. They want to see the world they grew up reading or watching. They want to be pulled into it. They want to sit back and enjoy it. They don't want to see something that breaks from the story they know. It's not about skin color. It's not about that. That's not why we're upset. We think it's stupid. That's what we think. We think it's stupid because it's virtue signaling. We're upset because this thing breaks the lore. It insults Tolkien. It does not do true faith and love and spirit to what he did. Peter Jackson understood that. He gave it tender, loving care for something that has endured for over 20 years now as a work of art that nobody has a bad thing to say about. This is not it. It's about the lore. It's not about your identity politics. All right, I'm done. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, a like would be very much appreciated. If you're new here, I also invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm here to earn your trust and support by giving you my honest takes using facts and logic, because facts don't care about your fee-fees. Hit the notification button, share my video if you like what I'm preaching, and by all means, leave a real comment. People who have different opinions can still find common ground and get along because they're normal. We are not stands. We are not SJWs who are cowards behind keyboards. I don't care what they think. I will never care what they think, no matter how much they want me to. Because when we ignore them, when we don't pay attention to them, when we push them aside, they have no power. They have no real power, and the world is starting to catch on to that fact. Thank you again for watching. Take it easy. Thanks for watching, everyone. I don't do Facebook. I will never do Twitter. If you want to reach out to me, email me at therednerd@gmail.com. I'm on Getter now, at The Ren Nerd, the Geeks and Gamers forums under at ROAS, and you can also follow me on Odyssey at The Renaissance Nerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.